Have you ever wondered how change happens? It is rarely a sudden storm. More often, it is a quiet, unseen current. It moves beneath the surface of our days. It gathers strength over years, over decades. Then, one day we look up and realize the entire landscape has shifted. This is the story of such a current. A force that began as a whisper in 1950. And by today, 2026, it has grown into a voice that echoes in every corner of our world. This is the untold story of artificial intelligence. It is not just about machines, it is about us. A journey from a simple question to the complex reality we now share. We will travel back 76 years. Stand in the quiet rooms where the first ideas were born. Feel the chill of the long winters when hope seemed lost. Witness the sudden, breathtaking moments when everything changed. It all started with a question. A simple, powerful question. In 1950, a British mathematician named Alan Turing sat down and wrote a paper. The paper was called Computing Machinery and Intelligence. In it, he did not talk about circuits or code. He talked about a game, the imitation game. He asked us to imagine a test, a human judge. Two hidden players through a screen. One player is a person, the other is a machine. If the judge cannot reliably tell which is which, can we say the machine is thinking? This simple idea was the spark. It gave us a way to dream about artificial intelligence. That question hung in the air for 6 years. It inspired a generation of young, ambitious thinkers. Then, in the summer of 1956, a small group of them gathered at Dartmouth College. It was a quiet meeting, but it was the moment the dream was given a name. A young computer scientist named John McCarthy proposed they call their field of study artificial intelligence. But progress is rarely a straight line. The initial excitement was followed by a long, quiet period of struggle. The early promises had been too bold. The challenges were far greater than anyone had imagined. Creating a machine that could truly understand language or navigate the real world was immensely difficult. The simple toy problems they had solved did not scale up. The rules they wrote for checkers could not be expanded to understand a simple children's story. The initial optimism began to fade. A chill set in. People started calling it the AI winter. The funding began to dry up. Government agencies and private companies had invested heavily, drawn in by the grand promises. When thinking machines did not appear in a decade, they grew impatient. Reports were published that were highly critical of the lack of progress. They concluded that machines were nowhere near matching human intelligence in any broad sense. As a result, research grants were cut. Ambitious projects were canceled. Those who remained had to work in the shadows. They had to avoid even using the term artificial intelligence in their grant proposals. The dream was not dead, but it was dormant. It survived in small, underfunded labs, kept alive by a few dedicated believers who refused to give up. Science moves in cycles. After the long, cold winter, the first signs of a thaw appeared. 3 things changed. First, computers became exponentially more powerful. The processing power that once filled a room could now fit in your hand. Moore's law kept pushing performance forward. Second, the internet was born. Researchers gained access to massive amounts of data, text, images, sounds. Third, the revival of an old idea, deep learning, based on 1950s neural networks, inspired by the human brain. These networks use many layers of interconnected nodes to find patterns. For decades, they were too slow and ineffective. But with faster computers and more data, they began to work, really work. A pivotal moment arrived in 1997. An IBM computer named Deep Blue defeated the reigning world chess champion, Garry Kasparov. While Deep Blue relied more on brute force calculation than human-like intelligence, its victory was a powerful symbol. The true breakthrough came in 2012. AlexNet won, and it did not just win, it shattered the previous records. It demonstrated, unequivocally, that deep learning was the future of AI. From that moment on, progress accelerated at a dizzying pace. The spring had finally arrived. For years, this progress happened mostly behind the scenes. It was the silent partner in your search engine. It was the voice of your phone's assistant. It was the algorithm that recommended movies. It was useful. It was powerful. But it was not personal. Then, in November of 2022, everything changed. A company called OpenAI released a tool to the public. It was a simple chat window. You could type anything you wanted, and it would type back. Its name was ChatGPT. This was the moment the current broke the surface. This was the emotional turning point. For the first time, millions of people could have a direct conversational experience with a powerful AI. It felt like science fiction. It could write a poem, it could explain quantum physics, it could debug a piece of code, it could draft an email. It was not perfect. It made mistakes, but its ability to generate fluent, coherent, and often insightful text was astonishing. The world woke up. Suddenly, AI was not an abstract concept from a lab. It was a tool that anyone could use, for free, from their own home. As these systems grew more capable, they began to venture into a domain once thought to be exclusively human: creativity. It started with text, but it quickly moved to images. Midjourney Leonardo AI. You could type a short phrase, a photorealistic astronaut riding a horse on Mars, and in seconds, the AI would generate a stunning original image. It could mimic the style of any artist, Van Gogh, Ansel Adams. It put the power of a master painter at the fingertips of anyone with an imagination. This creative explosion did not stop with still images. Soon, AI learned to compose music. A symphony in the style of Mozart, a jazz piece for a late-night cafe. It could write lyrics and create melodies, and even produce a finished track. Then came video. Runway Pika. An independent filmmaker could now visualize a scene without a crew or a camera. A marketing team could create a quick advertisement without a production studio. This new wave of generative AI was both thrilling and unsettling. What might the world look like in 2030? The future is never certain, but trends give us a glimpse. Imagine a world where AI is a seamless partner, not like the movies, but more subtle, integrated, and useful. In medicine, AI could analyze vast data to suggest diagnoses a human might overlook, augmenting a doctor's judgment. In education, AI tutors could provide personalized learning for every student, allowing teachers to focus on mentoring and inspiration. Many routine tasks, both blue-collar and white-collar, will be automated. This will create economic disruption, but it will also create new jobs. Jobs that we cannot even imagine today. There will be a greater need for AI trainers, ethicists, system designers, and people who can bridge the gap between human needs and machine capabilities. The key will be our ability to adapt, to learn new skills, and to embrace lifelong learning as a new normal. In this story of machines that learn, it is easy to forget the most of our humanity. The story of artificial intelligence is not over. In fact, we are only in the early chapters. The journey from 1950 to today has been long. and filled with unexpected turns. We have seen a simple question grow into a dream. We have seen that dream survive a long winter. And we have seen it blossom into a force reshaping our world in real time. We have gone from thinking machines to collaborating machines. The narrative is being written day by day by the choices we all make. Every great technological revolution creates a choice. You can be a spectator, watching from the sidelines, or you can be a participant. You can step onto the field. You can learn the new rules. You can find your place in the new landscape. The future will not be built by machines alone. It will be built by people who learn to work with them. It will be built by those who remain curious, who are willing to adapt, and who are brave enough to ask, what can this tool do? What should this tool do? So, the final question is simple. What will you do? What role will you play? To understand where we are going, we must remember where we have been. This journey is a series of echoes, key moments that brought us to today. In 1950, Alan Turing's paper asks, "Can machines think?" By 1974, the first AI winter teaches a lesson in humility. In 1997, Deep Blue's victory shows a machine can master a complex human game. In 2012, AlexNet proves the power of neural networks, unleashing the modern era of AI. And in 2022, ChatGPT puts powerful AI into the hands of the public, and the world wakes up. If you're fascinated by how technology is reshaping our world, like the video and subscribe to Static Horizon for cinematic documentaries exploring AI, science, and the future.